Halloween was awesome. Players came over, had 600, 700, 800 kids. It was awesome.
You're 30. I mean, how now is this opener? I'm not talking about everything else, but just the opener. How has it changed from year one opener to this one?
Year one, I was nervous as hell. Year 30, I'm as excited as hell. You know, I just feel like I'm in a good place for me. My team's getting better. I think we got some things solidified in some of those exhibition games. I'm looking forward to whether we can put them to good use. But I'm excited. I really am. Year 30, whatever year it is. It is a monumental year, I guess, but one I'm looking forward to having a great year, but I'm looking forward to getting started. I really am.
So what did you learn about Monmouth in these last couple of days? They lost some guys, got a couple guys back.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I tell you guys, there's nothing harder than these first 4 or 5 games, especially on teams that aren't the elite teams, you know, because some of them, like last year, you just don't know what they've got and who they've got. You're trying to look at film from other programs of those players, and yet you don't know how that, you know, what he did on that team might be different than what he does on this team. And so it's hard, but it's hard for everybody. So it's not an excuse. It's just that it's, what do I learn about them? They are well coached. King Rice, good coach. You know, he's been in it. He's been in the tournament. He's played at the major college level. They got a couple assistants that have been at the major college levels, and they're in a pretty good conference, you know. So they're going to shoot a lot of threes, I think. They got a couple athletic wings. They lost a big-time post player. He was really a good player. But they've got some guys in from other places that are made, you know, 60, 73. So we think they're going to put it up a little bit.
When do you think it kind of stabilizes in terms of seeing the film on these teams? Like, how many games into a year now?
Well, it's got to be at least 5, 6, 7, because that's why you get if you get 7 of this year's team, it's pretty good, you know. So I'd say, and I don't know, but we might know a little bit more about Kansas. We might know a little bit more about some of the teams in Maui. I haven't really looked at it yet. Who do we play early? Wisconsin. We'll know a little bit more about them, but I'd say in general, after those Big Ten games, moving into the second week of December, I think everybody will feel a little more comfortable about who they're going against. Now you still got to stop them.
How big is this week leading into preparing for Kansas in the Champions Classic?
Well, you know, it's a big week because last year we made a negative, you know, and give them credit. They beat us, went on to have a hell of a year, but it's a big week. See if we learned anything, you know, see what our approach is. Today was great practice. We'll see if tomorrow and Sunday is. That's what I'm looking forward to, is did we learn from last year? How is our players in the locker room? Are they upset about that? Are they ticked off about it? It'd be a good question for you to ask them.
No relatives on this staff with inside intel, is there? Wasn't your nephew on the...
Yeah, he was on there, but I'm not sure there was intel on that or just poor play on our part, to be honest with you, and good play on their part.
Garrett, I saw he was out there doing a little bit. I mean, where's he at in terms of...
He's ready to go. That was his first live spot.
Oh, okay.
So he's another week away, you know, from, I don't know if he'll play. Depends how he is, you know, it's one day, so tomorrow. But he's a ways away yet as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully the earlier the better, but I don't see that in the next couple of games.
Yeah, I was going to say the depth you have probably helps allow guys to get a little bit more healthy if they do get down.
Yeah, and we're not going to take any chances with a knee, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When you talk about lineup changes, potential lineup changes, do you sit down with these guys like one-on-one and kind of detail what they've done?
Yeah, there's one thing these guys are lucky about, if you want the truth. They get communicated to. There's no surprises. I talk to them, I bring them in. I had 6 guys in yesterday just meeting with them about all kinds of things, you know. No guy's going to leave here. A parent might because they want to go brain dead, but there's no guys that are going to leave here today's practice or tomorrow saying, I don't know where I'm at right now. They know where they're at. and they know what they got to improve on. And there's a couple guys that have to make big improvements, and that'll determine who starts on Monday, to be honest with you.
Just sort of housekeeping wise, have you guys made a decision on Jesse yet? Or can we see him?
You know what? Today and tomorrow is when we're going to make a decision. We have to, because football's got rules where you can play all year and still redshirt. We got rules that you can play 2 exhibition games. Shows you how crazy the NCAA is. But yeah, we're going to make a decision. I'm meeting with him tonight. Talk to his dad and mom tonight. Tomorrow we'll probably make a decision.
With guys like that, I mean, you haven't had really a situation like that, but if an injury pops up, you've got to. I mean, they have to kind of have that mentality.
Yeah, especially the first 2 weeks. Yes, yes.
How much you
If I do redshirt a guy, we always tell him that, hey, I'd pull you up in 2 weeks. If it was longer than that, it might be a discussion if somebody had a season ending, but I don't think I have the right to ruin a kid's career to benefit me for a game or two. So I would never do that to him either.
How much are you looking for Jaden to kind of fix? He's had just some shooting struggles, and he's just where his confidence is at moving into the season. As the guy you want.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Jaden yesterday. And, I think Jaden's going to be fine. I still look at what he's done over his career, not what he's done in these games. But it has been disappointing. He's disappointed. I think he's the typical senior stuff. You put so much pressure on yourself because nobody works harder than he does on my whole team. So he's going to shoot his way out of it. But he's got to get mentally tough. It's like a pitcher who can't throw strikes, Quarterback who can't throw completions. He's going to work his way. He had a pretty good practice today, and I think yesterday helped. We just talked about a million things.
He started a little.
What do you want to see your players do to differentiate themselves as starters? Like the group of guys you have, the 7 or 8 guys, what do you want to see them do to differentiate?
Well, they have to grade out. I mean, eventually you have to play well. It means if you're supposed to be a shooter, you got to make shots. If you're supposed to be a rebounder, you got to rebound. If you're supposed to run a team, you got to run the team. But what I look for as much as anything right now is, are they grading out on the effort really? Are they going to the offensive glass? Are they running their lanes? Are they guarding with a hand up? Are they stepping up on ball screens? Are they setting screens? Because it's hard to always measure the final outcome on skill-related things. So this year we're really putting a lot on effort-related things. And it sounds crazy, but effort has become a skill now. Those days of effort being the norm is not the case anywhere in the country. So effort's a skill, but it's a skill that you shouldn't be, it's a choice skill. I choose to work hard, I choose to run hard, I choose to rebound hard. I mean, everybody chooses to shoot the ball well. That's not really the same kind of choice. That's a skill that you could want it, and it might not happen. If you want to run the lane, it'll happen.
Move back to Jaden. Last year he started a little slow too. I mean, is there having a history of that, and he shot his way out of that? I mean, how much does that help both you and him to know that it does?
Yeah, I am. Listen, I've complained about it, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what it does to the rest of his game. Now, to his credit, usually when shooters don't shoot well, their defense goes to hell. His defense he's way better defensive player he was last year, and he was pretty good last year. So he's probably my best defender. Okay, he's gotten better with the ball. That's a plus. But, as long as he does the things like go to the offensive boards, I think one of the reasons he's not, getting as many shots, we need him to get more shots. He doesn't run the lane like he used to. And that I'm critical of, and because that's a choice. And there's no better kid. I don't have a better kid on my team. So I think sometimes when you get to be a senior, as you all remember when you graduated from college, it's like, oh, what do I do now? When you get to be a senior, there's more pressure on you. Most of the time it's put on by you. And we've all been through it, and I think that happened a little bit. But I think yesterday helped. Just us spending some time together, I think it helped.
Anything else, guys?